afternoon. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've been able to work on the Bronco. We've had rain for the past 2 weeks. It's been kind of annoying. But finally we got some blue skies. So it's time to install the amplifier. Let's get going. Alright, let me show you what I got going here. I have a plug-and-play kit from plugandplaykits.com. This is the Kicker 200.4 amplifier. If you go on the Bronco forums, this seems to be the amplifier of choice. You can obviously use a different amplifier if you wish. But this is a 4-channel amplifier, which is exactly what you need for the base Bronco system because it's 4 channels. And this plug-and-play harness plugs into the factory wiring system, so you don't have to splice any cables. So let me show you how that works. Okay, so the Bronco, as I mentioned in the last video, has 6 speakers. 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. In the front you obviously have your screen. That's, you know, your 8-inch or your 12-inch screen depending on what you got. That connects to a module called the APIM module. That stands for accessory I forgot. I'll put it on screen. That in turn, this is usually called the sync module. If you refer to somebody calling something the sync module, it's actually the APIM. This connects to the module we talked about on the last video called the ACM, which is the audio control module. And then out of the ACM you have all of the wiring harnesses that go to the various speakers. So there's 4 channels on the Bronco, 1, 2, these share a channel, and those 2 share a channel. Okay, so now what this plug-and-play harness does is it sits in between the ACM and all the speakers. So normally you would have, you know, a line going here, and what this plug-and-play harness will do is it will take all 4 of these and it will send it to the amp. So normally the cables would pass right through here unimpeded. This plug-and-play harness will send some of the signals outside of this harness to the amplifier, which connects over here, and then back to the rest of the harness. So I'll show you how that works once we get into it. Alright, so current state of the Bronco. I have all these trim pieces removed here. This was to install the new speakers, so I did install new speakers 2 weeks ago. If you need to know how to do that, just go back and watch my previous video. Should be up in one of these 2 corners. I'll post a link and I'll show you how I did it all. So I left all these trim pieces out until I decided what I wanted to do with the wiring for the Kicker. So you do have some freedom as to where you mount the Kicker. The 2 most common places seem to be up here behind the glove box or over there underneath the steering wheel. I don't know what I'm gonna go with yet. I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. But either way, I'm gonna have to start taking off some trim pieces to get to the APIM, which is up here. So let's get going. Okay, I think the grab handle is T30. Watch, I'm gonna be wrong. All right. This doesn't need to come out. I'm just taking it out so I can see. All right, now this bottom trim piece has to come out. So panel poppers. And one more on the other side. Okay. There we go. Cool. It's out of the way. Now I believe this buddy's got to come off. One, two. Cool. Now, I'm gonna guess 7mm. So, at this point, you don't have to take, I'm gonna take the HVAC controls out. You don't have to. You can actually reach the connectors. You're not gonna be able to see what I'm looking at, but you can reach the connectors down here. I'm going to take out this whole thing so I can actually see what I'm doing, and so you can see it too. But this is held in with 2 bolts, which I'm guessing are 7mm. Yahtzee! Of course. Let's go get an extension. Okay. Extension, ratchet. Okay, I see one right here. Wow, this is actually in here tight. One, and then another on the other side. Right here. Okay, so now the rest of this should be clips. The dreaded clip. Okay, got my panel popper. Now I really don't want to break this. So naturally I think you'll be inclined to pull down. Don't pull down. Make sure you pull out. So not to break the clips, because there's, see, you can see them in there. There's one right here. Two. Let's go get the other side. I'm gonna need this probably. Oh, there's like no room over here. All right, you gotta come out. How do I get you out all the way? Do I just pull it down? That seems wrong. Oh, yep, it is what you do. Okay. Oh, crap. I should have saw that coming, but I didn't. Okay, logic states there should be at least 2 or 3 more clips along the top here. The question is, how do you get them out? There we go. Nice. So there was 2 clips up front. Okay. Cool. I think we've reached the point where I would feel more comfortable if I disconnected the battery. So I'm gonna do that real quick. That is 10 millimeter, maybe. Yep. I don't know if this is strictly necessary, to be perfectly honest with you, but anytime I mess with modules connection, I want to disconnect the battery. Cool. Okay, this guy is held on with 3 harnesses, I think. 1, 2, and 3. This one is different. Is that a screw? There might be a screw holding that connector on. Do I have to detach that to get at it? What are you doing? Alright. Oh yeah, this is much better angle. I can totally see what I'm doing in the black abyss that is this car with this sun. No, I'm pretty sure. Is that screw? I think it's just 2. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 2 are the 2 I was having trouble with. Careful with those. 1 connector, 2 connector, 3 connector. That is the HVAC module. Okay. I'm going to attempt to show you what this looks like, but the lighting with this sun right now is really harsh, so it may not work. Alright, so that's the ACM, and over on the right hand side of the ACM are the connectors that we need. So there's probably a tab. Yep, right there. This might need 2 hands. Okay. 1, 2. There we go. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah. You got another egg? Yeah. Thumbs up. Okay, so now I gotta figure out which one is the proper one, but now you can hopefully see how this is gonna pan out. Okay, so I consulted with the wiring diagram. Process of elimination tells me that the connector we want is the black one, not the gray one. So that makes it pretty easy. If you got the plug and play kit, it's just the black connector goes to the black to black. If you're doing this without taking off the HVAC module, which now that I'm in here, I think you probably should take it off. But if you want to try to do it without taking it off, the connector you'll want is the one on the right to the passenger side, and it will be black. Okay, so now I gotta decide where the heck I want to put the amplifier. I guess I'll have to explain to you what I'm doing. All right, the plan is to put this guy it's 501 amplifier for a subwoofer. So we'll have the 204 for all the factory speakers and then the 501 for the subwoofer. The subwoofer is going to go in the back where the factory location is for B&O and for the 7 speaker setup. That's going to be a different video, but that's what those gigantic boxes are back there. So how it's going to work is this will come from the Y harness, and then these 2 guys will go to the Kicker 200 And then this long cable will go to the back of the vehicle, right where the subwoofer will be. So I need to figure out how to route the wiring for that. I need to figure out power for the sub, as well as what set. Okay, so I think what I need to do, I don't know, I'll be back. All right, I think I figured it out. So what I'm going to do for the 501 for the subwoofer, I'm going to run the power for that down the passenger side. Sorry, I'm going to run the power down the driver's side. I'll cut over underneath the rear seats here, and then it'll be mounted inside this fender here, which means I want the signal for the subwoofer, if I can, to run down the passenger side. I don't think it's critical, but I would like to. The problem with that is I also want to install a trailer brake controller, and I just looked at the instructions for that, and it is also suggesting that it's mounted on the passenger side. So I'm gonna have to figure out if we have enough room for both. But that's probably it for me today. Camera battery's almost dead, sun's almost down. I'm gonna go ahead and fuss around with this a little bit more off camera, and then in the morning I'll let you know what I came up with. Later. Morning. So I think I got it all figured out. Let's get going. Okay, so there's two places to mount this amp as far as I could tell. If you choose to go on the glove box side, there is these supports here. There's another one up here. You could probably mount it to those. The problem with that is they're rounded. It's not a flat mounting surface, so you're gonna have to come up with some way to mount it to that curved support structure. You can also, no, that's pretty much it. This right here, that is where they want you to install the trailer brake controller, which if you look at the trailer brake controller, it's substantially smaller than the amplifier. But there's no way you're gonna get the amplifier up there. So what I came up with is just to copy what I've seen on the forums, and I'm just gonna mount it to this metal panel. I'm not super happy about that, to be honest with you. It does interfere with the movement of the steering wheel, so if you're short, you might have a problem with it. You'll just have to figure it out. It also bumps into this, which is, as far as I could tell, it's the floor vents. It's also like really loose in here. I'm surprised it's so loose. So maybe that's why the floor vents suck. But anyway, it does interfere with all of that. But it definitely seems like the best place to mount it. Another reason why I'm going to mount it on the driver's side is because I want to be able to adjust this once it's installed. And I think if I mount it on the driver's side, it's going to give me the best place to actually access it. Because once this is installed, it's going to be hard to adjust. So it'll mount like that. Zip ties. I'll go get them. Cool. It's in. I would lie to you and say that once I know this works, I'm going to drill holes into it and mount it. But let's be real, I'm never going to touch this once it goes in. Alright, so that should go in just like that. Okay. Next order of business is to route this cable. So last night I plugged it in. The gray cable that I popped out yesterday, you just plug back in. And this is the Y right here. And one end of the Y obviously goes to the ECM. The other end of the Y goes to the factory harness. You have some play in the factory harness, not a whole lot, but there is some play there. So now the question is how to get the cable over to this side. Which, is there a pass through there? Yeah. Okay, so I think I need to do I think actually what I need to do is pass this through. There's like not a whole lot of room here, guys. I must say, there is a lack of room. I don't want to put it against this metal, but I might have to. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, that'll work. I just got to get to it from the other side. This worthless vent is killing my plans here. Or I could attach it over there. How much room do I got? Oh, that's not gonna work. But I do have all kinds of room down there. Okay. Alright. I think I gotta take that out. I'm gonna remove this center trim piece because I am fairly confident that there's extra space back here under that trim piece where I can shove all these wires. So I'm going to remove that, and we'll see what it looks like when I get there. There's two. Guessing there's probably one more back here. 3. Probably one. Probably one right there. Let's get the other side. There we go. This side's totally free. Back to the other side. There we go. Ooh, shifter. Okay. Do electric parking brakes still work when the battery is disconnected? I'm assuming so. But just in case. Clutch, please. This one popped back off. That jerk. Oh yeah. There's tons of room down there. Sweet. Okay. That's awesome. Alright, awesome. Got a plan. Okay, I'm going to explain this because once I do it, there's no way you're going to be able to actually see me. So there's tons of room down there for connectors. So what I'm going to do is this fat connector that connects to the Y is already down there. It's right there. There's the Y. So this fat connector is going to connect to the Y, and I'm going to shove it down there. This subwoofer cable, I'm going to route to the passenger side and then down the cable tray to the back. And then these two leads here for the amplifier are going to pop up or over here, go behind this, come out over here. I still have to figure out how to get around this AC or this heater vent, but somehow I'm going to route it around here, and then the amplifier will be right there. Okay, let's do it. I did one of them. How come I can't do the other one? That should work. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. All right, quick update. Cable is in. The ends are right here. The fuse ended up right there, which is pretty handy. That's an accessible spot. I'm not too happy about this metal bracket right here. This has some sharp edges to it, so I might have to figure out how to protect the cable. Getting around this was pretty easy because it's just sitting here. That's really loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not, but it is for me. The only thing to watch out for is this black tube right here. I believe that is the heat for the rear seats. So make sure, if that pops out for you, make sure you plug that back in so you're not dumping hot air into this cavity here. And the only other thing to watch out for, which I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's on the other side. In here, back there is a screw poking out there, and I don't want to rub that against the cable, so I'm going to wrap that in cloth tape to at least reduce the amount of damage it'll do if it rubs against that. So that's it so far. Let's keep going. Come on, just go in, please. Oh, here we go. Sweet. All right. Done. Okay, the wiring is in. So on this side, this is the subwoofer cable. That passes up through the glove box, down over there by the AC lines. Pops out, you're not going to be able to see it, but it pops out down here, and then it connects over there. Get out of the way. Connects over there where that blue connector is. And then you can see the other connector has been plugged in. That route's where I showed you before. So up through there, there's the fuse. Lines pop out right here. And that's it. Okay, so we're almost ready to test this thing. I got the kicker mounted in its spot. I did 180 this kicker because this side has the power cables on it, which are a higher gauge cable. So I wanted those on this side just for strain relief. It does make it harder to adjust, but that's fine. I'm only going to adjust it once probably. So that's all connected. Subwoofer cable's connected. So now all I got to do is reconnect the HVAC module and connect the battery and make sure it all works. Okay, audio's already connected. I think we're set. Let's go plug it in. Okay. Clear prop. There we go. Works. Do my pods work? Pods work. Works. Cool. Awesome, we're good. All right, so that's it for me for now. Obviously, if the amplifier is all you're doing, run your kicker setup. There's instruction in the manual, it's pretty easy. Put all your trim pieces back and you'll be good to go. My trim pieces are going to stay out until I have time to do the subwoofer. Hopefully that'll be this week. I don't know what weather looks like, but hopefully that's this week. So keep an eye out for that video. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, Ragnar.Kon on Bronco 6G and Bronco Nation. And that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye. Hi! So, this amplifier completely wakes up those 6 3/4 kickers down in the corner here. 100%, it makes it way better. I can't even describe it to you. I would let you listen, but it's going to sound like garbage. So, I don't know what else to say. Just get it. We'll see what the sub does when I get that in. But this amp is awesome. Talk to you later.